Ai Hoshino, the idol who performed as the center of the most popular girls' band, was supported by two hardcore fans in a hospital. One of her fans was Dr. Goro, a normal doctor until the day he met his patient Serena, a die-hard fan of Ai. Serena's constant fan chants and endless babbling about her idol turned Goro into a hardcore fan as well. Being its tsundere, the doctor didn't admit that he had become an otaku and blamed Serena for getting him hooked on Ai. He came to love the idol with all his heart, so when Ai arrived at his hospital as a patient, he couldn't help but internally scream with joy. But the very next moment, reality struck. I was pregnant with twins. After much deliberation and firm decision-making, Goro resolved to help Ai safely deliver her twins and protect them. Tragically, on the day of Ai's delivery, he was murdered by a secret stalker. However, fortune struck when Goro was reborn as one of Ai's children. I named her twins Ruby and Aqua, unaware that both were the reincarnations of her die-hard fans who had passed away in the same hospital. Serena was reincarnated as Ruby, while Goro was reincarnated as Aqua. The twins were left in the care of Miyako, the president's wife, while I continued her career. Their lives were filled with happiness, with Ruby and Aqua supporting Ai wholeheartedly. A year later, Aqua and Ruby accompanied Ai to a filming set, where the director took a liking to Aqua and offered him a major role in his movie. Aqua stole the spotlight from the child actress, Kana. Life went on peacefully until one day, Ai was tragically murdered by a secret stalker, the same stalker who had killed Goro in his past life. At Ai's funeral, Ruby cried uncontrollably, but Aqua began plotting revenge for Ai. He listed everyone who could have revealed Ai's location and concluded that their father was the only possibility. Thus began Aqua's quest to avenge Ai and uncover his father's identity. After Ai's death, Miyako stepped forward to care for the twins. Ruby and Aqua grew up well, and when they became teenagers, they left their home, bidding farewell to their childhood memories with Ai. Ruby, who was Serena in her past life, excitedly applies to different agencies to become a successful idol like Ai. As Ai's #1 fan, she wants to follow in her footsteps. She hides a huge secret from everyone. She is the secret daughter of the all-time favorite idol, Ai, and she remembers her past life's memories. Ruby narrates that in her previous life, her days were filled with painful medical procedures, and her only solace was listening to Ai's music. Even on her deathbed, Ai's songs brought peace to her mind. After she passed away, she opened her eyes to find herself in Ai's warm embrace. Her wish had come true. She had been reincarnated as Ai's daughter. Her childhood was blissful until Ai's death. Ruby, who loved Ai with all her heart, wanted to honor Ai's wish for her to become an idol. Her passion was recognized by Miyako, now the president of Strawberry Productions. Miyako feels responsible for being a second mother to Ruby and Aqua, having cared for them throughout their lives. As much as she loves Ruby, she's scared to see Ruby becoming more and more like Ai. Despite Ruby's great talent for singing and dancing, her applications to various agencies were mysteriously rejected. It turns out Aqua had been pulling strings behind the scenes to interfere with Ruby's dream of becoming an idol. He didn't want her to go through the same pain Ai endured. Eventually, Ruby gets scouted by an underground idol recruiter, shocking Aqua, who had taken every precaution to keep her away from the entertainment industry. Aqua and Miyako investigate the company and decide that Strawberry Productions will form a new girls' band. Miyako scouts Ruby to be one of the idols and makes her sign a contract to ensure she doesn't stray into dangerous opportunities. Meanwhile, Aqua decides to accompany a director and makes the firm decision to become an actor. His goal is to infiltrate the entertainment industry and collect DNA samples from people he suspects might be his and Ruby's father. They both apply to the same school, Ruby for performing arts and Aqua for general studies. While talking in the hallway, they encounter someone familiar from their childhood. The genius actor Kana recognizes them and excitedly rushes over to talk. Though thrilled to see them, Kana is disappointed when Aqua mentions that he is applying for general studies instead of something related to acting. After Aqua meets with Kana, she follows him around everywhere. She bombards him with numerous questions, inquiring about his past middle school and asking him to accompany her to some cafe or coffee shop. Aqua, who is done with her tantrums, suggested they go to the director's place. They have dinner with the director, and Aqua gets to know that Kana is working in a drama called Sweet Today, which was directed by Kaburagi-san. The name piques Aqua's interest since he remembers that this director was involved with Ai in the past. He asks Kana to talk to the director to let him inside the drama so he can investigate the set and collect Kaburagi's DNA sample. Aqua gets the role and arrives at the set. He gets the role of a villain in the drama and gets everyone's attention with his amazing acting skills. He walks out of the set and thinks about his plan when Kana approaches him and praises him for his skillful acting. She happily tells him that she is glad he didn't quit his acting career. Back at the set, Kaburagi badmouths Kana and talks about her fate in the industry. Aqua overhears the conversation and plans out his next move. After Kabaraji leaves his used cigarette in the bin, Aqua quickly takes it out and collects it in his possession. He looks back at the set and makes the decision that he will be going out of there soon. Kana makes a hard time convincing her co-actor to act well according to the scenes, but the cocky actor remains indifferent and refuses to cooperate with her. She almost gives up after realizing the scene she loved the most of the manga would be ruined by her co-star's cocky attitude, but Aqua saves the scene by using his dark aura to bring out Arima's real acting. The scene turns out great and Kana becomes satisfied with the shooting. After the drama turned out to be a success, Kana and Aqua attended a party where the actors and directors were all present. Kabaraji approaches Aqua and praises him for his acting and points out that Aqua looks a lot like Ai. This makes Aqua even more suspicious of Kabaraji, and he decides to investigate him even more. The next day, Aqua and Ruby head out for their first day at high school. Ruby gets very nervous realizing that this school will have all the students who are either actors or successful models. Aqua tries his best to calm her down, but Ruby ends up getting more nervous than before. She stumbles in her class and realizes that everyone there is indeed very beautiful. She quietly moves to the classroom back and takes the last seat. She was lost in her thoughts when she saw her benchmate Minami-san, who was a beautiful model known for her G-cup. Ruby quickly befriends her and introduces Minami to Aqua. Aqua informs Ruby that his class was visited by Frill Shiranui, who is considered the most beautiful girl in the industry. Ruby starts fangirling over Frill when she spots her walking by. Aqua walks up to her and introduces himself. Frill quickly recognizes him from the drama. Minami also walks up to them and Frill recognizes her as well, leaving Ruby in shock that both her friend and brother were acknowledged by Frill for their talent, but she was still stuck on her career pathway. She quickly comes back to Strawberry Productions and demands Miyako to make her an idol. Miyako informs her that she is still holding auditions for the other band members and it will take some time to form a group. Hearing that, Aqua suggests they recruit Kana in the bands, and she has a cute face and can attract the audience's attention to her. Kana, who was reading the comments on her drama online, gets to read the comments about Aqua. She gets shy remembering how he was able to pull off that scene perfectly. She suddenly gets the message that Aqua wants to meet her. She gets excited and rushes to the playground to meet him, but upon her arrival, she sees Ruby waiting for her. Ruby informs her that she wants to scout Kana to become an idol with her in a girls' band under Strawberry Production. Kana plainly refuses and tells her that she has no intention of gambling her life by becoming an idol and losing her chance to lose all the gigs of becoming a young actor. Aqua steps in and persuades Kana into joining Strawberry Production, but she remains adamant that she won't become an idol. Aqua charms her and manages to successfully pursue her to sign the contract with Miyako-san. After the contract is signed, Kana starts regretting her decision but ends up accepting her fate to become an idol. She inquires about Ruby about Aqua's whereabouts and gets to know that Aqua is working on a reality show based on dating their co-stars. Kana gets shocked and insists that they watch the show together. To their surprise, Aqua displays a completely different personality in the show, which makes the girls cringe from his change of attitude. The show consists of Yuki Suma, Nobuyuki Kumano, Akane Kurokawa, Mem Chan, and Kamo Morimoto as Aqua's co-stars. All of these stars had diverse personalities, and Aqua had to endure them throughout the shoots since Kabaraji promised him to provide the dating list of him. The days onwards, Aqua focuses on his reality show while Ruby is tired of waiting for her chance to shine. She asks Kana if they should do something about their situation, but even Kana has no solution to her problem. Miyako soon arrives in the room and suggests the girls to make a name for themselves to the public. She asks them to make a few introductory videos on social media so they can be recognized by the public. Kana and Ruby get the help of another famous YouTuber who helps them shoot an intense workout video for their YouTube introduction. Kana and Ruby came up with their band name and released their introduction video on the social media, and so began their journey to become famous idols. At Aqua's reality show, Yuki steals the spotlight from everyone by playing the victim card of being bullied by others at her school. This causes the public to sympathize with her and support her. She makes her co-star Nobuyuki bond with her. This causes the public to swoon at her cuteness and praise her for her couple with Nobuyuki. They become the hotshot of the show and become the public's favorite couple. Meanwhile, Akane, who had been struggling to fit in the show, falls on the short end. She puts all of her efforts into the show, but is unable to get the viewers' attention. She works even harder to stand out in the show, but her timid aura makes her almost an invisible person on the set. The hate comments online don't help her cope with her anxiety. She overhears the director of her company bad-mouthing her and scolding her manager for Akane's performance on the show. She decides to change her strategy and become the bad girl to steal Nobuyuki from Yuki in the show so she could become the highlight, but her plan backfires as the media dislikes her trying to become the main character. After mustering up a lot of courage, Akane tries to interfere in a scene where Yuki is walking with a co-star, and this causes her nail to scrape on Yuki's face. Yuki's face gets a scratch mark and Akane starts panicking. Even though Yuki forgives Akane for accidentally hitting her, Akane gets backlash from the media and posts negativity about her online. After getting tons of hate, Akane gets depressed and attempts to commit suicide by jumping off a bridge. Just as she jumps from the bridge, she gets pulled back by a masked man, and this man turns out to be Aqua, who saved her in the nick of time. The news about Akane's attempted suicide sparks around the news, and soon the incident becomes a trending topic in media. Kana and Ruby also get to know the harsh reality of this industry. They discuss Akane and sympathize with her. Miyako receives a call and gets to know that police can be involved in the case since Aqua was also present at the scene of the incident. Meanwhile, Akane, who was being investigated, breaks down in front of her mother and tells her about her depression. She walks out of the investigation room and gets slapped by Yuki, who tells her that everyone is very worried about her. Aqua, who was silently observing them, admires everyone for having a great bond with each other. He plans to help Akane get out of the media's backlash. Akane decides that she will be continuing to shoot instead of stepping down from the show since she had always dreamed of becoming a successful actress. Aqua asks all the cast members to help him to show the media the real Akane. He talks with the crew members and tells them to take responsibility for portraying Akane as the bad character in the drama. With the help of editing, Aqua managed to post some great moments of Akane with everyone on the set, causing the media to understand her real image. The media started supporting Akane and the show became successful. Aqua advises Akane to use the image of someone else to portray her emotions on the show. He tells her to become someone like Ai, and Akane takes notes of the details. She starts studying Ai and works hard on pinpointing all her traits. The next time the show begins, Akane shows up and greets Aqua. She takes in a deep breath and suddenly her personality changes and switches exactly like Ai, shocking Aqua, who looks at her wide-eyed in surprise. Akane steps in front of the camera and displays a completely different personality than hers. She becomes the embodiment of Ai. Aqua and the other cast members are shocked by the sudden change in her personality. She jumps around excitedly and turns into a real-life Ai. Yuki and Mem Cho look over at her and are shocked to see Akane and Aqua acting completely different from their precious personalities. Meanwhile, Kana and Ruby are focusing on their idol career and talk about the reality show. Kana, who had fallen in love with Aqua, gets jealous of Akane taking all of Aqua's attention. While Kana was walking to her school, she met Aqua, who invited her to play catch the ball with him. They talk for a while and Kana gets sure that Aqua is now interested in Akane. Meanwhile, back at the set, Aqua asks Akane how she was able to portray Ai so well, and she explains that she made assumptions on Ai's personal life. She tells Aqua that assumed that Ai was having a secret child which made her personality appear as she was. This catches Aqua's attention since this was truly the case in Ai's life. He asks her what he thinks about the man whom Ai would have dated, and Akane gives him her idea. This sparks an idea in Aqua's mind, who plans on using Akane for his revenge plan. In the last episode of the show, Aqua kisses Akane and declares his love. The show wraps up and the cast celebrates in the after-party. During the after-party, Yuki asks Akane to make things official with Aqua, but Akane gets shy hearing it. Aqua asks Kaburaji about their deal and he promises to provide him the information. After the party ends, Aqua walks Mem Cho to her home, where she reveals that she actually wanted to become an idol, but due to shortcomings, she wasn't able to become one. Aqua suggests she become an idol under his company, which was currently hiring new band members for the Komachi band. She looks at him in surprise and gets happy to be scouted in the band. Mem Cho gets introduced to Miyako, who agrees to let her join the band since Mem Cho had a huge impact on the social media. Miyako, however, quickly guesses that Mem Cho is not as old as she appears to be in her streams. They get to know that Mem Cho is actually 25 years old instead of being 18 years old. Mem Cho explains that due to her mother suddenly falling ill, she had to leave her high school and focus on working. Soon she started to become a streamer and earn well from there. Ruby and Kana warmly welcome Mem Cho into the group, and she starts feeling thankful to them for accepting her so easily in the band. Their struggles start further on after the girls start practicing their dance and singing. Kana, who was having a hard time accepting all the idol stuff in her life, struggles to keep up with Mem Cho and Ruby. Aqua, who tries to console her, makes matters worse as his kissing scene keeps popping up on Kana's mind, and she gets annoyed by the fact that her crush has fallen for someone else. After the practices are done and the group's YouTube channel starts gaining new subscribers, the girls excitedly celebrate that their group is becoming official. Mem Cho suddenly highlights another major issue, which was the group's center position, which was still left to be assigned. Mem Cho suggests that they should decide on this center by the results of a karaoke competition. Kana, who thought she was bad at singing and performing, asked Ruby and Mem Cho to be the center, as she considered the center of the group to be a talented person instead of a foul-mouthed person like her. Mem Cho and Ruby searches up Kana's music video on YouTube and find out that she is indeed a great singer and performer. While they are talking about Kana's amazing singing, Kana sips her drink in the karaoke where she scores 97 points out of 100. After Mem Cho and Ruby realize that Kana is indeed the best person for being the center of their group, they beg her to take the position and perform as the main face of their group. Kana, however, refuses and rejects the offers. She strictly tells them that she won't be taking the position of the center and tells them to figure out a solution to the problem themselves. Mem Cho and Ruby start complimenting her for her singing and performance. Their praises almost sway her, but she grapples with the situation and rejects it again. Ruby and Mem Cho suggest she to try singing with them as the center during practice and then decide whether she wants to be the center or not. After their practice, Kana realizes that A is indeed the best person for their center. She agrees reluctantly and decides to be the center of the group. Miyako praises them for their hard work, and the girls decide to participate in an upcoming festival. Miyako tells them that Payan-san will be helping them again with their practice. Kana quickly agrees and starts working hard under Payan-san's instructions. Days go by and the girls become better and better in their practice. Finally, when it was the night before the festival, Ruby excitedly tells Kana that she can't sleep due to the excitement to perform in the festival. Ruby tells her about her past life experience when she was coped up in a hospital room and unable to do anything, and explains how I saved her from the dead routine in the hospital room. Kana listens to her and walks downstairs and finds out that it is actually Aqua disguised as Payan and helping the girls prepare for the performance. The next day, Mem Cho and Ruby excitedly run around while Kana walks nervously. Kana excuses herself and starts thinking about her past days as a child actor. Her nervousness spikes again, but she tries to remain calm for the sake of Ruby and Mem Cho. While she's walking around the place, Ruby approaches her and realizes that despite Kana portraying herself as a brave person, her hand is cold due to nervousness. She encourages Kana, and Kana gets ready to give her best on the stage with Ruby and Mem Cho. Finally, the day of their performance arrived, and after several performances, it was the time for Ruby, Kana, and Mem Cho to perform. They confidently entered the stage and got to their position. Kana, who was already insecure about her career as an idol, gets lost in her thoughts when she realizes that no one was holding a light stick for her. She remembers the time when the girls chose their light sticks, and she chose white, but right now in front of her, she could only see the yellow and pink lights. This caused her mind to sway away from the performance as her mind started to get anxious. Her mind got flooded with negativity as she looked at Ruby, who enchanted everyone with her aura and performance. The audience who was looking at her saw a glimpse of I in her performance. Even Kana, who was being envious of her bandmates, realized that Ruby was indeed dazzling in the performance. Suddenly, the negativity in her mind flies away when she notices someone raising her light stick. It was none other than Aqua, who was holding all three of their light sticks and dancing for their support. The girls burst out laughing when they notice Aqua supporting them so intensely. Kana gets her confidence back and cheerfully starts performing, even catching Aqua's complete attention. After their concert was a huge success, the group gets driven back home by Miyako, who praises them for their performance. The misunderstanding and fight between Kana and Aqua are resolved, and they get back to their actual selves with each other. Mem Cho looks at Kana and realizes that Kana also has feelings for Aqua, just like Akane does, and gets confused about who to support in this case. Meanwhile, Akane gets offered to shoot a drama along with Aqua, and she excitedly looks at the script in front of her. Kaguraji also sends the offer to Aqua to perform this theater performance so he can get clues about A's past relationship. Aqua readily agrees as he finds a clue that I fell in love with someone in the same theater, and her face turns into that of a woman after the show is performed. Akane posts her pics with Aqua and labels themselves as a happy couple. Kana, who saw the post, confronts her and asks her about their relationship. Turns out Akane was going to play the lead heroine role in the show, and Kana was going to be a supporting role in the same drama. The friction between the two was too evident, and both of them were determined to not lose against each other. Aqua, who paid no mind to them, got ready to find out the real identity of his own father.